Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video we're going to be going through a very quick track guide for Monza, the new track that got added just a while back on GTSPORT. It was taken from this lap is taken from the sport mode daily race. We managed to get ourselves all the way up to second position on the leaderboard in Europe, as you can see from the screenshot I posted before the video started, and obviously from the title of the video. I was really happy with the lap. There was a couple of places I think I could have maybe edged a little bit ahead, but to get the first place would have had to been a near perfect lap. It was a great lap by Lightning, who managed about 2 tenths faster than us, I think it was. But that's the closest I think I've got to pulling off the fastest time so far. So we're clearly making progress, and it seems to be more. It's more progress on a track that everyone's equal on, where they've, everyone's learning the track at the same time. So hopefully, give it a few more months on this game. Hopefully, we can be one of the top 5 or so, top 10 regularly in that top, or consistently in the top 10, and able to pull these laps together. So what we're going to do with this video is we're going to go through a track guide, pointing out the break points, where you can take more off the curbs, where you need to be careful on the curbs, where you need to be careful on the exit curves for spinning the car, etc., and losing time. There's a couple of curves, if you use the curb from the outside, it can stop the car from accelerating a little bit. So we're going to point them few points out and go through a quick track guide. So first of all, what I'll let everyone watch is the lap played at full speed without any commentary, just so you can have a little watch of everything that goes on, and then we're going to run through a track guide in slow motion and point out all the brake markers, etc., and try and help you guys out. Anyway, just check this out and I'll be back very soon. Okay, so you can see there it was a nice tidy lap. We're going to run through any points where I think we can gain and go through all the braking points, etc. So obviously coming through the last corner, you want to try and give yourself maximum speed over the line. You would have seen myself check the ghost to see how far I was doing. This kind of thing I do on the start just to see how well I'm taking the final corner. I didn't actually take that perfect, but I think we ended up okay as we have a little look at the ghost in a minute probably. Yeah, you can see we're a little bit behind the ghost, but nothing massively, so there was a fraction off the best we could have done. First braking point we're going to look at for reference is the 150 board. We're going to brake just before that there, going down through the gears, and you can see the trail braking on the brake marker on the left. You'll see it as we go into the corner, as we fade off that brake pedal from 100%. You're going to see it slowly fade off as we hit the apex. Staying in second gear, you can really get yourself over that curb and over this curb, and then stay in second gear and then try and wait for the car to straighten up. And then once that car's straightened up a bit more, hard on the power and let the revs build all the way. Don't change into third gear until the revs have really used all the speed up in second gear. Then we're going to work our way all the way up to the second chicane, flat out through this corner. Obviously no worry for this at all, and you're going to be looking for the reference point is just after the 150. No bridge to take as a reference point on this game, so we're braking just after that 150 there, in between the 100 and 150, down into second gear, again trail braking into the corner. Take a lot of the curb off there on the first part and some of the curb off on the second part as well. Need to be careful on the second part that you don't take a little bit too much off. Into third gear as we come out of that chicane, you're going to see there, really helps just power our way out. Then down into third gear just after the 50 board on the right hand side, and then try and keep the car to the right hand side as much as possible, and then on the power as early as you can see. You can see I got on the power really early there and used some of the curb on the left hand side as we nearly ran a little bit wide but got away with it. Then braking just before the 50 again, try and get yourself over the curb on the right hand side there, using some of that curb, hard on the power, and trying not to run wide on this game. If you run wide, it tends to bounce around a bit and lose a bit of speed. A little bit different to a set of course where running wide there tends to gain you a bit of time. Just a little change of the camera to see where the ghost was, and then we're actually ahead of it here. And then next braking point, we're going to be looking for that bridge above us there, braking just on that, pretty much dead on it, down into third gear, and really try and attack this first part of the curb. You've got to take a lot of this curb without cutting it, so that you're getting a better angle into this next part now, so you can get on the power. That you'll see there, we're on the power maximum into fourth gear, and then use some of the curb there, not too much again to unsettle the car, and you want to try and avoid running out to the right hand side there on that tarmac, as that will just slow you down and unsettle the car, and you'll lose a lot of time and acceleration. You can see how well we've done it there, you can see how well we pulled away from the ghost. So next braking point, we're going to look out for the 100 board on the left hand side again, braking just later than that, maybe about 2/3 of the way in between the 50 and the 100, down into third gear, trying to keep it tight into that right hand side, and just be careful and patient on the throttle before you put that maximum power down. You can see we nearly went a little bit too early but got away with it, but we had to put a bit more steering angle in than I would have liked, maybe losing a fraction, tiniest amount of time, and we go over the line for a 1 minute 46.496, and that put us into second place on the European rank board, which I was really happy about. And that was, I checked it at 11 PM at night and it was still number 2, so whether it ended up a bit further down, I don't know, but I'm really happy with that lap putting me there, and I hope you can pick up any tips from that lap. Obviously on that lap we ran minus 4 clicks towards the rear for the brake balance. You would have seen that on the clip when it was being played. And traction control obviously off, and we don't run any counter steer assist or nothing like that on the wheel, although I'm going to actually do a little test when I get my wheel back to see if you gain as much as you do on the pad, because if you put counter steer on the control pad, the gains are just stupid. It just becomes so much easier, the game. I'm going to give it a test to see how it compares on the wheel, and we'll do a video to compare how that assist works compared to the pad. Be interesting to see. I don't think it's going to work as well on the wheel, but purely because it's going to start steering for you. With a pad it won't do that because it can't move the thumbsticks, and that's why it tends to gain on the pad. I think it's something that shouldn't be allowed. I think it should be banned from the sport mode. Fair enough if you want to do it in arcade mode or your own lobbies and set the lobbies up to allow it, that's fair enough, but I feel it's something that should have been banned from the sport mode, and hopefully it will get banned eventually if they can work that into the system somehow. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this track guide helps you out, giving you some advice on the braking points and trying to improve your lap. Even if it knocks you up 2 or 3 positions, that's important. That's where you're going to start gaining your license from, by getting higher up on that grid and giving yourself a better start position. Anyway, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Remember, we'll be uploading Assetto Corsa and GT videos regularly once we've got our pedals back. And also I'm going to try my hardest to do Project Cars 2 videos as well. I need to give it a go under the new latest patch to see what it's like. Anyway, so hopefully that will get sorted very soon. Anyway, thanks for watching, I'll be back very soon.